Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to Super You 3, a channel dedicated to sharing knowledge for comprehensive personal development through insightful books. Have you ever experienced this feeling? When someone criticizes or blames you, the more you try to explain, the more others seem to think you are making excuses or justifying yourself. When faced with opposing opinions, if you insist, "I'm right, I'm innocent," people often see you as unreasonable. The result is that all your attempts to clarify are often completely reversed. Instead of being understood, you exhaust your energy, undermine your credibility, and get caught in endless doubt. In psychology, this phenomenon is called the self-justification trap. In simple terms, the more you defend your point of view, the more others may believe you are wrong. This issue was illustrated by the writer Gideon Persson in his short story, The Small Rope. He explains that others' misunderstandings are like an invisible rope binding you. The more you care and try to justify yourself, the tighter the rope becomes, gradually suffocating you with self-doubt and mental exhaustion. Today, Super You 3 wants to share a lesson titled, "Don't Try to Explain Yourself," based on Gideon Persson's short story, The Small Rope. This lesson helps us recognize whether we are trapped in excessive self-justification and how to make wiser choices in dealing with others and ourselves. Are you binding yourself? The character Mr. Han is a farmer who lived frugally his whole life. He couldn't throw anything away, no matter how worn or torn, always repairing everything. One day, while on his way to the market, he saw a small piece of rope. Being accustomed to scarcity, he immediately thought of its uses and carefully picked it up. At that moment, he accidentally met Mandy E.S. Gaze, someone who had long been in conflict with him over livestock sales. Not wanting to appear stingy just for picking up a small rope, he hid it in his coat and pretended to look for something else. At the market, he walked with his head high but slightly hunched, embarrassed. Later, while resting at a food stall, people were discussing a lost wallet. Suddenly, 2 police officers arrived and took him to the station because his enemy had reported him as the person who found the wallet. Panicked, he produced the rope to prove his innocence. The police found nothing and temporarily released him, asking him to wait for a summons. However, outside the station, a curious crowd surrounded him. He had to show the rope again, explaining every detail and emptying his pockets to prove nothing was hidden. People laughed and didn't believe him. Exhausted and frustrated, he wandered all day explaining his story, yet others' doubts remained. Only when a laborer admitted he found the wallet and returned it did Mr. Han feel relieved. But the rumors didn't stop. Some thought he had bribed the laborer, others suspected collusion. He felt suffocated, lost sleep, and ultimately could not focus on farming. He wandered the village daily, telling his story, but people only laughed. His spirit declined, his body weakened, and he eventually died in depression. Why did Mr. Han try so hard to explain? From the start, he felt embarrassed for picking up the rope. All subsequent explanations came from a deep fear of being judged as poor or stingy. In real life, we often react similarly. When misunderstood or criticized, our instinct is to justify ourselves, to clarify, or to seek approval from others. Each hurried explanation reveals we are protecting our ego and concealing inner vulnerability. Thus, when facing others' opinions, we often resist. Agreeing or accepting makes our ego feel threatened, so we feel compelled to express ourselves immediately, as if life is only complete when recognized by others. But, as the author of Conversations with God says, worrying about what others think can turn you into a slave to their judgment, making every explanation futile. The rope in the story symbolizes truths we want to protect, but in others' eyes, it can appear unreasonable. The tighter you hold on, the more it suffocates. Struggling only tightens it further. The only way to escape is to stop struggling and maintain inner calm. The power of silence. Many think silence is weakness, agreement, or giving up. In reality, silence is the strongest form of resistance. Only those with strong inner strength can stay composed in the face of external reactions. For example, at an art exhibition in England, an artist used water to create a peony painting. When mocked, he merely smiled and continued his work. He explained that if someone truly cared about art, they would understand without explanation. If not, no amount of explaining would help. As Kongi said, the only way to win an argument is to avoid the argument. Some people only want to hear what they want, see what they want. Those with inner strength don't need to prove right or wrong. They focus on improving themselves. Silence with yourself. Many people tighten the rope by self-criticism. A small mistake at work, a minor family conflict, or a disappointed partner can trigger harsh self-reproach. Psychologists say no criticism is stronger than self-criticism, and no judge harsher than yourself. Accept your strengths and weaknesses and free yourself from self-doubt. Then, others' judgments cannot hurt you. Silence in difficulties and criticism. Don't complain or seek sympathy. Most people don't care or understand your situation. Instead, quietly cultivate inner calm, read to enrich your mind, and strengthen your inner resilience. When you are strong, hardships no longer trap you, but help you grow. When facing criticism, don't get angry or over-explain. Doing so wastes time, energy, and only tightens the metaphorical rope around you. Silence and moving on is the smartest choice. As writer Tam Mao said, "Your explanations about me reveal little of me, but much about you." Others' judgments are one-sided and cannot define your life or character. Take control of yourself. Don't let external noise affect you, and don't force anyone to acknowledge you. When misunderstood, criticized, or treated unfairly, silence is the strongest response. Let it build inner strength, and know when it's time to release these invisible binding ropes. Thank you for listening. If you find this video helpful, share it with those who need it. Give it a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to watch new videos every week. Thank you, and see you in the next video.